Oh, écran gris, le début. C'est propre en tout cas. Le jeu qui ne nous agresse pas auditivement. On va réduire à ce niveau-là, peut-être encore un peu. Hop. Ça m'a l'air propre en vrai en termes de volume actuellement. Ah, peut-être encore un coup. Ouais, non, c'est pas mal. Commande. Déplacement, ok. Sauvegarde rapide. Journal, inventaire. Tiroir, réflexion, ok. Carte, action, interagir, surbriller. Ok, zoomer, escape, retour, ok. Est-ce que j'ai fait collage? On va éviter. Ok, bon, bah il n'y a pas l'air d'avoir plus de commandes que ça. Configuration de QWERTY. Oh c'est Bethesda prenait de... pas certainement une musique protégée par les droits d'auteur, bah merci. Ensuite, les chercheurs proposaient un sondage. Ok, oui, non, ça. Ouais. Le mode famille activé, les objets et les personnages affichent automatiquement un compteur d'ouvrière quand le joueur se trouve à proximité. Ouais, on va activer ça, ok. Sélection pour les personnes accessibles indisponible en chinois. Ah oui, oui. Ah oui. Alors, est-ce que c'est plus facile pour moi? Ouais, non. C'est plus dur. Ouais, non, c'est pas mon type de dyslexie, donc ça va. Hop, alors, nouvelle partie. Choisissez un archétype. Le philosophe, c'est intelligent mais pas doué pour les interactions sociales. Possède une culture générale étendue avec des idées originales. Intelligence. Capacité à raisonner. Logique, encyclopédie, rhétorique, art dramatique, conceptualisation, projet analytique, ok. Psyché, votre capacité à vous influencer et influencer les autres. Ok, volonté, cours intérieur, petit autorité, séduction, esprit du corps, ok. Capacité à encaisser. Instruments physiques, électrochimie, endurance, clair-obscur, douleur transcendée, frisson, ok. Motricité, votre capacité à vous mouvoir, relation versatile, perception, activité, mise en scène, affinité mécanique, et sang-froid, ok. Sensible, femme psychologue, les montres du charisme, dotée d'une personnalité instable qui risque de mener vers la folie. Cœur intérieur. Ok. Psychique. Physique. Putain, psychique. Voilà comment je suis dyslexique. Porté sur les prouesses physiques, ce personnage se sert de son corps pour interagir avec son casse et pète comme ses pieds. Ah. Ta 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 ta. J'ai envie de faire sensible. Il y a un charisme instable. C'était, vas-y. Sensible, on va faire. C'est au fond du miroir que vivent les furies. L'eau peut être bien claire, profonde. Elle te tuera.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever.
J'ai à ne pas exister plus jamais jamais.
Never, ever, ever, baby.
Continue à ne pas exister.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
C'est quoi cette histoire d'ex?
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful. A ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
Pour les ténèbres insondables. Non, je voulais que tu me parles de ces ex.
Ex-love. Ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone.
Non, je veux descendre maintenant. J'aime la douleur, la mirobolante et je crève d'envie d'avoir ce que les gens ne veulent pas me donner.
Do you really?
Oui, laisse-moi descendre.
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, chef?
Fear and apprehension. You should ask what's out there first.
Point intérieur, faciliterait ici, ok. Facile 8 contre votre total de 12. La peur et l'appréhension, tu devrais commencer par demander qui t'attend. Je suis dans cet état-là, dis-moi ce qui m'attend. Et si le courageux. Dis-moi ce qui m'attend.
There's this giant ball there. An evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball.
Ok, d'accord, les Giant Apes, c'est les humains. Sur la boule géante, c'est c'est la Terre, ok. Et c'est grosse comment cette boule?
You can't even make out it's a ball when you're juking it out. It's that large.
Ces singes, ils sont petits.
Infinitesimally small.
Et ce bassement dont j'arrête pas d'entendre parler, à quoi ça sert au juste?
Vying for resources. It's just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you lose.
Le doublage est vraiment pas mal en vrai, hein. J'aime bien ce bruit, allez, on fonce.
Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meat around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
You can take it. You're a champion.
Volonté intermédiaire réussie, tu peux le faire, je suis un champion, mais aide-moi. Est attaché à mon cou, je suis à l'intérieur, non, je change d'avis. Non, j'ai pas peur, je suis un champion. Non, j'ai la vie, ramenez-moi dans le vide des incarnés réformés. Non, j'ai pas peur, je suis un champion.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Ok, j'ai peur, maintenant retournons dans le noir, non. Rendez-moi que quelqu'un me coupe la tête, elle essaye de m'assassiner, qui suis-je, quel genre de créature est capable de faire ça à son propre bouche?
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Système limbique. Ouais, c'est plutôt stylé là pour le moment. Ah oui, on a poil, d'accord. Alors, je fais juste option. Volume des doublages, hop. On va tout mettre plus bas, hop. Tout prendre. Même tenue pantalon. Mise en scène plus 1, électrochimie moins 1, ok. Moule cuisse, moule bite. Pantalon brun d'arrêt évasé aux chevilles. Normalement, ce genre de vêtement est censé tomber sur les chaussures. N'a pas grand chose de normal, enjugé par les traces de pisse et de foutre. Son porteur du vif quelques soirées inoubliables. Ah oui, d'accord, c'est bien cru. Hop.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
Plongez la main dans votre poche pour le récupérer.
It says whirling in rags on the aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it.
Ok. Blazer méga disco. Esprit de corps, filigrane dans l'anneau chaîne. Croyez cette veste taillée dans la peau d'incarnation animale de l'esprit du disco, espèce disparue depuis des lustres. Un mystérieux rectangle blanc orne son dos, ainsi que sa manche droite.
This fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. Or has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your friend and wants to reattach itself to your neck so that you may continue your adventures together in this strange world.
Tiens sur le cordon du ventilateur.
The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now.
Jeter s'éteint. Hop. Ceci est un lancer blanc, il peut être tenté.
You reach out to grab the
Échec,
tie,
merde.
but what's this? Diffuse, radiating chest pain. Doom comes over you.
C'est à votre poitrine.
This is bad.
Oh.
Feels like sharp stones grinding in your chest and keeping you from moving.
Ah d'accord.
For quite a long time.
Pendant un moment.
Still ongoing. Now is a good time to start worrying. Finally, the pressure recedes. You find yourself covered in cold sweat and trying not to move, hoping it will keep you from dying. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. It's just a little hangover-induced photosensitivity. Don't overreact. Little black spots dance on your retinas. It's almost pleasurable. The lights are off again.
Ok. Un homme de commode rouge est vide. On a que quelqu'un a arraché la cassette alors que la chanson était sur le magnétolecteur, ok. Magnéto fonctionne, mais ton avis. Ah, on va aller prendre ça déjà. Oula, attends voir. Moi j'ai une vitre brisée, moi.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Projet analytique facile, évalue les dégâts.
What do you mean, assess the damage? How would you do that? What are you even trying to do?
D'accord. J'ai raté. Regardez
The
dehors.
morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings.
Ok. Ouais, c'est assez stylé niveau... Ah, tout prendre. J'ai obtenu. Pied gauche. D'accord. Chaussure au coco détaillé, chromé et doté d'une telle nette, elle s'adapte facilement à votre pied gauche, jusqu'à la plus qu'à retrouver l'autre. Hop. Ouais. Percer des bouteilles de noir, du vin, de la bière, des liqueurs sucrées. Merde, hop, tout prendre. Chemise blanc en satin. Conceptualisation, suggestion. Il y a vraiment full malus, ok. Un message à faire passer, une odeur repoussante. Chemise blanc en satin faisait faire autrefois. C'est une façon de capter la lumière. À présent, on pourrait voir que quelqu'un a pissé sur les aisselles. Ah oui, il y a moyen de couper l'eau.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off.
Ah oui.
Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Vraiment pas du tout.
Really, all recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking. It was a deluge of world-ending proportions.
Ah oui, ici le miroir.
As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
Ah, peut-être me toucher le visage avant de me rassurer qu'il n'y a rien d'anormal.
Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it.
Ouais, c'est quoi le problème avec mon visage?
Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin.
Désolé, vous touchez le nez.
Bet you are. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It doesn't appear to be a particularly tiny nose either. Not with all the drinks it's absorbed for you.
Ma langue a l'air normale, touchez votre langue.
It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers.
Peur, je veux que ça essuie le miroir maintenant.
Behold.
Ok, contemplez le résultat.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
Bien alcoolique. Bien sûr, est-ce que c'est un joueur de superstar? Je crois que je suis une superstar.
It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face.
Ah,
Oh, wait. Is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
c'est pas ma faute, mon visage est la reste de lui-même.
Please stop. It's horrible.
Ok, c'est
You're
d'arrêter.
scaring yourself. Oh my God. You can't stop.
Ah.
It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off.
Non.
What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
J'insinue que je suis vaguement sympathique et je crois que c'est crédible. D'une façon un peu ringarde et triste, mais c'est ce qui fait mon charme.
There might have been, 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now.
Lorsqu'il est humanité terrifiante, creuser au plus profond de notre esprit pour essayer de repérer son expression. C'est d'effacer l'expression de visage.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place, somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
C'est d'effacer l'expression de notre visage.
It's too late. Like an image on film. The
Ok. Let's go. Du coup, il manque une chaussure. Que je n'ai pas. Est-ce que je peux essayer d'avoir...
This fan has 2 chain pull switches. Or has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your friend. And
Ok. Bah nique le... Ok.
Hello, officer.
Bonjour monsieur l'agent, qui vous êtes?
the young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
Visage bouffi de sa beauté et passez votre chemin. Monsieur l'agent, je suis agent d'entretien.
No.
Question l'a rendu perplexe.
There's only one solution to this. You're a businessman.
Ah, je sais, je suis dans UI et je suis agent UI, c'est ça?
The young woman shakes her head slowly.
Oh, agent de sécurité peut-être.
No, you're a police officer, sir.
Comment que je suis la police, vous avez intérêt à pas l'oublier. Êtes-vous certaine?
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time.
Depuis tout ce temps?
You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
Et c'est quoi comme affaire?
Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Difficile à embarrer l'expression sur elle pour lui faire savoir que vous la désirez physiquement. Vas-y.
The words have already left your mouth.
J'ai envie de faire la baise avec vous, putain.
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? Come on, say it again.
Et que je voulais coucher avec vous.
No, you see, that's not what you said. You said...
Pas mal ce jeu.
Come on, man. Freddy, please.
Don't back down now. Say what you said again. Proudly.
Non, répète ce que tu as dit fermement. J'ai dit, j'aurais envie de faire la baise avec vous.
Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cup are you?
Fiction, non, je suis désolé. Je ne sais pas pourquoi j'ai ça, vous êtes désolé, je suis désolé. Je suis désolé.
Don't be. It was funny. And anyway, who gives a shit? Who gives...
She appears to genuinely want you to understand it's okay.
So what if you can't pull grade A pussy anymore? There are other things in life. More meaningful, more fitting for a man your age. This is Fata Morgana. One thing, though.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me.
Pourquoi ça qu'il faudrait que je l'interroge?
And for the record, no, I didn't do it.
Ok. Mec, elle a laissé un mégot dans le film encore. Ok. Et en week-end, journal satirique, trompe-le-monde, ok. Quelque chose sur la table. Oh, des sous. Réal. Pour augmenter votre endurance, ok. Par contre, on est sorti avec un seul pied. Avec une seule chaussure, l'odeur d'un merveilleux des cœurs. Ok. Ah! D'un seul, vous éclatez.
There they both are. Two identical shoes. Both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin. Reunited on your feet.
Pas si vite, expérience acquise. La solution ne ressemble pas vraiment à celle d'un flic normal.
It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are.
Je sens bien, non?
Good. They're balanced. Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now,
Ah,
truth
putain.
be told.
Tâche, carte. C'est intermédiaire. Ok. Chaussures. Alors, son lit ici, c'est un peu rodé. Les chaussures en vert au coco vont toujours à la perfection. On y faut trop carrément perché. Hop. Ok. Hop là. Est-ce que du coup je peux accéder facilement au miroir?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Non. Je sais pas ce qu'il faut malheureusement. Hop. Ah ouais, parler avec la...
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
Si j'ai un fumeur.
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
Il est cassé au niveau du fil, je veux pas fumer ça.
How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all. Or you could not do that. No one is making you.
Je vais faire ça contre un, je vais pas faire ça. Mais, je devrais pas ne pas faire ça. Non, je vais y penser.
Good. Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best thing. Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. It doesn't count if it's not all the time. And when you're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them. Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses.
Ouais. Pas sûr de ça.
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on, somewhere inside. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you.
Ouais, l'émotion.
The door is closed.
Ok. On va mettre la main sur la cigarette pour observer un grand retard. Je trouve un paquet de cigarettes, prenez la main et équipez au placement. Comme ferons le reste. Ok. Première page n'évoque aucun souvenir étrange. Ok. Pas mal de trucs à observer en vrai. Ça a l'air assez cool. C'est là où on met les paroles. Un micro de karaoké qui attend patiemment chanteur. Parleur est connecté à la radio à musique et entrecoupé de paroles.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
Le contenu cubique de mon âme est occulté par la gueule de voix.
Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It through a PA system. By other people. Whether they like it or not. Ram it up their ears, says your adrenaline gland. Violently express yourself.
C'est une personne machin chose. Qu'est-ce que je viens pouvoir chanter quand l'occasion se présentera?
You have not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there. It'll come to you. You will wreak havoc with it. Don't worry.
On va peut-être chanter quelque chose de gay pour que les gens s'enflamment.
No, no. Don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Les pings, ok, hop. Marqué comme lu. Hop. Hop là. Continuez.
You have to find something tragic to sing first, though.
Alper, une théorie que je suis en train de développer. Je suis une superstar de chanceuse.
Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works.
Ok. Chanter au karaoké. Entrer sur une bande.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he is purposely ignoring you. Looks like he's not a fan.
Je sens que vous n'êtes pas trop un fan.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop.
Donc non, je suis non seulement un flic, mais aussi un héros. Du sarcasme.
Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room?
J'aime pas trop votre ton, on parle pas comme ça, un policier.
Oh, it's not? You're right, it's not.
He has no respect for you personally, but this man sees himself as a law-abiding citizen, and you a representative of that law. He tries to avoid outright conflict.
Regardez l'oiseau de mer empaillé.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. Something about it makes you feel bitter.
Qu'est-il arrivé à l'oiseau?
Look, your buddy is over there.
Il regarde en direction de la porte près de laquelle un homme en besoin d'être occupé à taper du pied sur le sol.
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
Oh, ça, mon ami.
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
C'est vous le barman?
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
La
I have
différence?
3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me.
Mais
I'm
pas
only
six.
standing in.
Oui, passé cette Sylvie.
She just, you know.
There's something there, and it's not good. That's all you know for now.
Il me cache des trucs. Nous appelle, ok. Même son de tenue. Putain, une grosse bulle remonte à la surface. Elle est effacée, seulement lundi est encore lisible. Non, non, un centre sulfureux électrique convient d'appeler quelqu'un travaille. Porte voyez écrit sur mon carte qui vient réserve par sortie jusqu'à 13h. Ok. Porte d'été est fermée pour l'hiver. Ok. Écrit sur la pancarte affectoire réservé aux membres du 5 il y a ouvert à 16h. Ok.
Hello, sweetie.
Lena, la femme du cryptozoologue. Bonjour, mon boucher.
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Ok. Enfin, voilà, ok. Docker endormi. Un homme dort sur la table. Il porte des bottes ou une salopette des fêtes sur l'arrière de la chemise au lycée White Pine. On fait un logo avec un arbre.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Ramassez
The
les
man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Ok. On va le laisser dormir. Il est intéressé des cieux qui n'en resterait pas. Ok.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
Une heure?
Sweet Lord, a whole hour. And you haven't thought about the rum and lemonade in all that time? You've truly extinguished all trace of yourself.
Parce que vraiment, je devrais y penser. Apparemment, l'alcool ne me motive pas trop.
Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade into yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter.
Ne pas lécher.
What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then. It would go well with those cigarettes. That's a great combination.
Alcool à boire. Il va falloir détruire une bouteille avec le preneur en main. Ok. Non merci.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You.
Kim Kitsuragi.
As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this. But why?
Je le connais.
He is your half-brother.
Ah, plus sur la main.
Hello. I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he is waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize.
Inventer un nom.
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
C'est pas encore le moment.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
Lui là, c'est peut-être le patron du café. Ouais, je viens tout juste de lui parler.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
No.
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Complètement.
Completely. Does that mean you took the body down from the tree? So, the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
Comment pour être sûr que je partis en police?
I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the citizens' militia on your sleeve and on your back. I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Pareil d'insigne, vous faites référence à rectangle blanc.
Yes.
Et ce sont des simples
They're
rectangles.
not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job.
Et qu'est-ce que je vais pas avoir une insigne ou un truc comme ça?
You mean you don't have a badge?
J'ai pas sur moi quand je le surveillais.
Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible. But getting the body down should still take precedence.
Mais je me souviens de rien.
I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern.
A painkiller would be good about now. This thing is pulsating with discomfort. The best cure for a headache is, of course, morphine. They won't have that. So cigarettes will have to do.
On est censé faire quoi déjà?
Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down.
C'est parti mon kiki.
After you, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Ok. Perdre de votre insigne, ok. Hop.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right?
Qui me jette un œil sur
You
quelqu'un.
run this place.
Hop.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
Qu'est-ce qui est jaune orangé comme un feu de forêt mais qui sent l'alcool?
Are you kidding me?
Qui me s'apprête à dire quelque chose?
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Il y en a un pile de ce... Parce qu'il y a un morceau de papier qui est dans le lieutenant.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective,
Oui.
I have everything. You?
C'est-à-dire que j'ai... Est-ce que j'ai des questions?
Yes, he means, do you have questions for me, like a police officer would?
Où se trouve le corps exactement?
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
On accès dans ce cas?
That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then, to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
Ah.
Does he want you to feel guilty of making that hole? It's implied in his voice.
Qui l'a tué?
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
C'est vous? Est-ce que vous l'avez tué?
What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Suddenly you tense up. Blood is being pushed to your muscles. You should hound him on this. Hound him hard. The prey drive says.
Vous qui l'avez tué, Garté?
No, I didn't.
Pouvez-vous me dire, Garté, vous l'avez tué, pas vrai?
I didn't. I don't appreciate this. What
Ah,
is
vous
this?
besoin de le tuer.
Do I have to answer him? Is this mandatory?
The lieutenant stands motionless, his expression unreadable.
Il vous a fait du mal, c'est pour ça que vous avez pris du pied en le tuant.
What are you, an idiot? I told you I haven't killed anyone.
N'importe qui, vous savez donc pas à tuer quelqu'un d'autre.
He ignores you.
Pourquoi si lui était le parti?
She went away because none of your business.
Une fois que vous évitez le sujet.
Oh my God, what is your obsession with this Sylvie person? Get over it.
Maybe it's he who's obsessed with this Sylvie person. Certainly sounds like it.
C'est tout.
Let's go.
Danger, ok.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
Non, c'est interdit, vous éclipsez discrètement.
As you blow this joint, behind you a whiny voice shouts.
Real mature, man. Real mature.
Ah oui, parce qu'il y a comme si on était dans la radio en court portée de Kim pour lui demander ce qui s'est passé. Hop.
Yes?
Parlez-moi de l'affaire.
What do you want to know?
Non, tout, fait n'importe quoi, je me souviens de rien.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help
C'est
me
absolument
narrow
rien
it
à
down a
faire,
bit.
juste ce que vous m'avez dit.
Do you want me to brief you?
Un briefing, oui, ça me convient.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate.
Voilà.
During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
On ne sait rien sur la personne qui a appelé.
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Pourquoi cette personne n'a-t-elle pas révélé son identité?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
C'est quoi la MCR?
That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
Liste avec ok, d'accord, je comprends. Ouais, consiste à retrouver le tueur.
That's right.
Ouais, de expliquer l'information préliminaire, à votre avis, s'il s'agit d'une affaire mystérieuse.
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Pourquoi ça?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
En une quarantaine d'années, de quoi d'autre?
I'm relieved that you agree.
He is glad and surprised to see an officer who can appreciate the less than spectacular.
C'est tout, on dirait que vous avez autre chose à ajouter.
Do you know the feeling when you've begun filling in a crossword, but some of your answers don't quite seem to fit? That's the feeling I have right now, for some reason.
Tout à fait ce que vous voulez parler.
It will turn into quite the puzzle yet, I'm afraid.
Pourquoi travaille-t-on ensemble sur une affaire si on vient de deux postes différents?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
Réfléchis, ok.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise.
Qu'est-ce que vous voulez dire par là?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
C'est bien que je suis atteint d'amnésie rétrograde.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Concours de keuf.
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
Concours de zob. Apparemment, Kim, le quarantaine est votre poste qui a plus grosse place dans laquelle va prendre l'inspection initiale du cadavre. Ok. Ouais, m'en faire part maintenant, c'est important.
Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Pour le moment.
Good.
Alors que je me souviens de rien.
No response. He just arches his brow.
Ah, oubliez
A
ça.
moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
Ah, je veux qu'on parle de vous.
Me?
Oui, de vous.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
On travaille mieux si on connaît un peu mieux.
That's a fair point.
Vous portez
All
des
right,
lunettes.
that's correct.
That makes him a binoclard. Completely uncopped material, if you say so yourself.
Non, le pas le traité de bioclé, il a été chouette.
Are they? They're mostly just cumbersome.
You could use a good, normal peer yourself.
Vous n'en semblez pas aux gens d'ici.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
C'est quoi, Séoul?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
C'est vous qui en êtes savoir, non, je veux savoir un peu sur Séoul. Ça, c'est pas ça
I
intéressant.
can see you're disappointed. You are right to be. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents. I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular, garden variety ravacholière.
He's glad to have shut down your question.
Un secret qui vous concerne.
No.
Oh, d'accord.
The lieutenant nods.
Ça donnerait de vous parler à vous-même.
What do you mean?
Ouais, quand vous êtes en train de penser, ça donnerait d'avoir des conversations avec votre cerveau.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Alors, comment vous faites pour vous... Comment faites-vous pour vous savez, tapoter la tempe? Conseil d'avertissement de quoi que ce soit.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
Okay.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's
Okay.
where his conversations with himself take place. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
C'est tout pour le moment.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Vous me suivez?
Excuse me?
Si je voulais... Si je voulais enquêter seul sur cette affaire.
Detective, if I may be frank, you seem to be in a deranged state. You have trouble remembering things. You've misplaced your badge. I cannot let you act in the name of the RCM without supervision until you've regained control of your faculties.
Oh, so you're an unaccountable wreck who has to be supervised. You don't have to take this display of authority. You can disobey.
That's good.
Vous n'avez pas besoin de me surveiller.
Except that I do, detective.
Et si j'ai envie de passer du temps tout seul?
Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self-discovery. You'll still have your evenings to yourself.
Parfait.
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
Ok. Allons sortir d'ici. Tas de neige fond dans cette mouette. Voilà, on écrit nique la police. Ah, super! Super!
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with?
Vous avez l'air surprise.
We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all.
Quelle question vous posez?
Of course. What can I help
Sans
you with?
indication.
Of course. Where to?
C'est la recherche d'un canal.
Oh, that's right there, in the yard.
She's relieved someone has come for it. Finally.
Il y a quoi tout à l'heure?
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really.
Il y a quoi à l'est?
The harbor gates, some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too.
Il y a quoi au sud?
Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably.
Il y a quoi de l'autre côté du canal?
Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But that got closed down ages ago.
Rows of stalls under a broad roof, where silvery fish were heaped on newspapers. Water, water everywhere, pouring from the heavens in the shadow of the old church.
Quel genre de marché aux poissons s'agit-il?
I don't know. The abandoned kind? It used to gather every spring, but there's nothing to do there now. Just drug addicts.
Il y a quoi à l'ouest?
It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach.
Ah si, c'est surtout.
No problem.
C'est quoi cette histoire de nique la police?
Excuse me?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning.
Il y a écrit nique la police sur le panneau, désignez le panneau.
Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
Tout va bien, je ne voulais pas vous faire peur.
Okay.
Qui êtes-vous exactement?
Me? I am just a gardener.
Cool, et vous faites quoi par ici?
I'm working.
Travaillez sur quoi?
I have a greenhouse in the yard there. I've been trying to get some work done.
Okay.
There's discomfort. She stops mid-sentence.
Mais...
Well, as you already know, there's a corpse there. hanging from a tree. It smells pretty bad, so I have to take breaks.
Ok.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it up. You can get to work soon.
Of course. I won't hold you back.
Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all.
Dernière chose, je peux vous emprunter vos gants?
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Merci. Attachez-vous ça le poulet, non, la Elysium, ok. Voiture pour les verres, évitez dans le prêt. Les camions étant en track sur le sol, ok. Hop.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Qu'est-ce qu'on a devant les yeux? C'est quoi cette machine?
This is the Caprice Kinema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox and the radio if you'd like.
Motor carriage, motor carriage. Something bad with a motor carriage. A dark lump rises in your throat.
D'accord, est-ce que tous les possibles nécessaires ont des motorisés électriques, ça c'est cool.
The Caprice motorcar does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes.
D'accord, mais c'est quoi une automatrice?
A motorized vehicle, officer. I'm sure you are familiar with the concept. We've had these for nearly a century.
Ok. C'est quoi cette vague sensation que je ressens avec le mot automatrice?
Nothing, nothing. It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging.
Sur nouveau l'habitacle.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Tiens, la boîte à outils rétractable.
A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work.
Prendre le pied de biche.
The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, heavier than you'd think. Cold and heavy, like truth. You feel like you're reunited with truth once more. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids.
Prendre la pince coupante avec la manche à caoutchouc.
The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand.
C'est la lampe électrique à manivelle.
It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss.
Hop.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook.
Décrocher radio.
The frequency tableau lights up and the green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye. The soft purr of electrical kittens, radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Bonjour, ici Alice, ici l'agent du poste 41, enchanté.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Vous me mettre en relation avec le poste 41, j'essaie quelque chose.
Just a second, officer.
Quasiment capite doucement quand fait quand après qu'un instant vous entendez un petit salut dans la radio. Soit curieuse et étrangement familière.
10-2, 10-5, this is 41st, come in, over.
Je suis le pilier, putain non mais c'est le franglais, l'accent français.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest. In front of him is a box-shaped apparatus with an array of wires and antennas. The radio switchboard.
Bonjour, c'est moi, je travaillais dans le poste.
10-4, what's your status? Over.
Sur status, over. Putain. Situation, je...
10-18, 10-20, over.
J'ai réfléchi, ne veut rien dire pour moi.
State your message, sir. Over.
Signaler la disparition de mon insigne.
10-9, repeat message. Over.
Ne trouve pas mon insigne, en gros il est disparu.
10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over.
1022, the captain. This sounds bad. Bad and scary. Like being called to the headmaster's office in school.
J'ai juste fermé les volets rapidement, je reviens, à tout de suite. Hop là, mais on va là. Continue.
Is it him? What does he want?
Qu'est-ce qu'il veut?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
Ah.
He what? He lost his badge?
Non, rien dire.
Who lost his badge?
Ah, qui a perdu son insigne?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
Dick Mullen, ok.
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
On va passer à autre chose, je veux le signaler et ne plus entendre parler.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Oh putain.
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what now? His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
Passons à autre chose, j'ai d'autres priorités à aborder.
10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Oh putain.
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun too.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you?
Ah, chier. Bordel, il n'est pas là.
Okay, it's gone. Your gun is most definitely gone.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Il faut les convaincre que vous n'avez pas perdu votre arme.
Even before you can get the
fuck.
words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
Bien sûr que j'ai pas perdu mon flingue, merde, j'ai pas perdu mon arme.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his fun, whatever that means.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just the gun will do.
Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over.
The fuck do you need a gun for? Look at the pythons on your arms. You are a gun. The big... Oh, request a description, huh? We'll give him one. Describe the plasma gun.
Jetez au lieutenant Kim, vous utilisez quoi comme arme?
It's a single-shot kill A9. An armistice, to be precise.
C'est un ratis qui est Gilles, A9, terminé.
Says it's a kill 9mm armistice.
Armistice? What, is he a fucking... Clearly he doesn't have his Villiers anymore.
Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh my, I can't.
Quelle bande d'enculés.
This isn't really a laughing matter.
Mac can face a giant of Coco Nur by himself, but Disco here made him piss his pants.
Oh, I can't. Fuck. He lost his... Ask him if he still got his wiener. Oh, man.
I'm not going to.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia.
Now is a good time to say fuck and ass and so on. That'll make this
Pas le temps pour
all
aucun
right.
je fais fin de transmission, éteindre la radio.
The silence is almost deafening after you flick off the switch, severing the connection.
That did not go well. I guess the important thing is that you followed protocol and reported your lost items.
Ouais,
Did we need anything else here?
décroche à nouveau la radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
J'ai besoin de me mettre en relation avec une certaine Sylvie, peut-être signaler un meurtre.
Of course. What is her number, officer?
Et Cartel nous a pas fini le numéro de Sylvie?
Yes, hold on. Her number is 005 1944 298.
Received. Hold on, officer.
Oula. Non, ça va pas trop vite.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit to get to the phone.
Just wait. Relax.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello?
Je lance la police, j'ai quelques questions. In rags. J'ai quelques questions concernant le dernier jour au travail.
Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again.
Ah, fuck.
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
Et c'est vous qui appelez la police?
No, not me.
Pourquoi n'avez-vous pas appelé la présence... N'avez-vous pas appelé la présence d'un cadavre derrière votre lieu de travail? Ne vous dérangez pas?
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already knew about the court.
Qu'est-ce que le syndicat a à voir avec tout ça?
No one calls the police. The union would get angry.
Qu'est-ce que vous voulez dire par là?
You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Garbage.
Kim, dis la vérité, le syndicat fait loin dans le coin?
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is de facto policed by the dock workers union.
Words are not necessary to feel the lieutenant's discontent for the situation.
La loi, ici, c'est moi. Rien qui a une limite à mon autorité. Dites-moi précisément pourquoi vous avez laissé un cadavre fendu notre corps pendant des semaines. Au lieu de nous appeler.
I didn't want to get in trouble with the others.
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways. No, don't push her. It sounds as if she's about to cry.
J'aimerais bien, vous avez ignoré la loi pour sauver votre peau. Moi, je vois, je comprends.
You do? Oh. What else can I do for you?
Savez-vous ce qui s'est passé... Ce qui a passé cet appel?
No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the union's phone, or the one on the coast.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer.
Bon,
It just might take a while.
Attends.
Yeah, go on.
On n'avait pas vu mon insigne?
Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The
Non, c'est
law.
pas, vous ne l'avez pas vu quelque part.
Oh, no, I haven't, sorry.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours?
Il n'a pas d'uniforme, il semble bien réel.
He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is. There are officers who wear the signature Perseus black uniforms to the highest ranks in the RCM and end up buried in them as well. Others do it more casually. Looks like you're one of them.
Et démissionner de votre emploi au Whirling, pourquoi?
You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir.
Vous n'avez pas à être à l'aise pour en discuter. À l'aise avec moi.
Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone.
Et qui?
You know whom?
You think you hear a sliver of accusation in her words. Don't be paranoid. She's obviously talking about someone else, not you.
Enfin, j'insiste pas. Est-ce que vous voulez aller revenir travailler ici un jour?
Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now.
On n'avait pas vu mon pistolet?
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective.
Très bon arme, comment?
You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating and...
Sounds like it's going to be bad. Do you really want to know?
Ensuite, qu'est-ce que j'ai fait?
You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Oh.
Some poor sod was trying to eat his pudding while you were screaming, spit flying, imitating the mercy shot right next to him. Spat some in his food. I don't think he touched it after.
Oh mon Dieu.
People tried to back away from you, or even slip out of the door. But you screamed, I am the goddamned law, and you have to listen to me. You are all suspects in a murder investigation.
Je ne sais pas trop quoi... je ne sais vraiment pas quoi dire.
Me neither.
Oui, mais qu'est-ce qui arrive en arme?
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it, but believe me, I did not ask.
Avez-vous vu ma tenue de policier?
Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on.
Fuck.
The disco things.
Somewhere in a dank rental apartment, 2 police officers stand in the dark. Trash and liquor bottles cover the floor. Things are not good. One of the men, trying not to slip on old newspapers, makes his way to the window and pulls the curtains apart. Roach, goddamn. Officer Michelle Elfboy Williams speaks to himself. His partner, Sundance Fisher, looks at the patrol uniform he's wearing, then at an identical suit frame on the wall. It's blue and covered in dust. Let's get the fuck out of here. He turns to Williams. He hasn't been here in days.
Dites, ça veut dire de prendre un café tous les deux, un de ces quatre?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, fuck.
Ouch. That's like 20 points of pride damage right there, buddy.
Je crois que j'ai tout ce qu'il me faut, merci. Approchez.
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again.
Pourquoi a-t-elle l'air d'avoir... ça va d'avoir pas de ouf.
No, she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. Some other guy.
Ah,
Like
et qu'elle
Gart.
en a pris un autre type du genre Gart.
You know women and their constant problems. Yak, yak, nag, nag. How's one supposed to get the love going like that? That's where you step in. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out, lest she turns into a spinster.
Allez, mais peut-être pourrais-je m'épargner toute cette misogynie intériorisée.
What misogyny? I'm just telling things the way they are. Can't a man be honest in his own head anymore? You have to act, Lieutenant Love. You have to calm that hysteric down. Tell it you've got everything under control. Then go and have a little boys' talk with God. Think you can do that, Lieutenant Love?
Micro, encore la gestion, allez hop, je note de pas couler aussi, non, j'ai pas envie de dire, je suis la quête de l'amour. Il y a la situation en main.
No. What?
C'est entre vous garder, c'est ça, il y a Fifi sur la couette, allez, on va s'occuper de tout, super papa. Oh, c'est cringe! Oh, l'alcoolique avec 4 grammes encore là en train d'enquêter. Ah. Bien, c'est juste que vous avez encore ce côté.
Big Papa is happening.
Oh mon dieu.
Oh, God. Please, just stay out of my life.
J'ai comme l'impression que votre vie sonatelle va prendre une tournure très agréable avec le complice au lieutenant.
What? What is it?
Vous verrez, lieutenant, vous verrez.
Call was terminated by the other party. Anything else, officer?
Oh mon dieu.
It's on. The love quest is on. Too late, everyone. It's on. Take it to God now.
J'avais fini avec la radio. Oh putain, ouais, non.
7th, over and out.
Oh mon dieu.
In the cabin, you see a set of stairs.
Non, hop. Qui a appelé pour signaler le crime? Quand il cherche la personne qui a appelé malgré l'absence de pistes évidentes, ça risque de prendre du temps. Trouvez vos informations possibles sur votre art. Garde plus si un qui saura, je veux bien les aider à la voie d'amour et voir, regarder des conseils de lui comment se prendre avec les femmes. Oh mon dieu. Remarquable force tectonique officielle, faite comme une vigueur un coquille d'œuf. Okay.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Ok.
This Poslavantore mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Ah, petite boîte, tapotez la boîte.
The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Saute un peu de la fente, potolette, ou on prend chamaltelette.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow, and then suddenly you see it. Over all the other graffitos, someone has, using the tip of a very sharp knife, cut the words, Reverchon forever.
Ok. Les bouteilles à l'intérieur, vous pourrez les ramasser si vous avez un sac. Vêtements. Finité mécanique. La couverture de cellier, vous voyez une rose, un pistolet, une femme localisée. La couverture, vous voyez un homme très musclé entouré de flammes. Il a parlé de pâté. On ne sait pas trop de quoi se parle, mais ça n'a pas d'importance. Il va falloir monter pour lui. Serait-ce que le monteur Jean Cos Digania. Sur la culture des boîtes de roses, encourage la liberté et le non-conformisme. On y va sur l'avenir, le gouvernement lit notre sur les technologies radiophoniques.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Bonjour.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
D'abord, c'est quoi comme boutique?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
Qu'est-ce qu'un livre?
That is a book. They have stories inside them. It's like someone told you a story in a really long letter.
Qu'est-ce qu'une carte
A
postale?
postcard is a small cardboard picture. You can write a few words on the other side and send it to your friend or beloved.
She is unfazed by your questions. She would consider it impolite to point out any perceived weirdness.
Qu'est-ce qu'un jeu de société?
Board games are like little games on a table, made to pass the time. There are several different ones, but sailors here mostly buy cards.
Intéressant, merci.
My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know?
Ok, quelques questions.
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I
Comment
hope they're about books.
Comment t'appelles-tu?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
Tu restes dehors à geler parce que...
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling.
Ok,
But she's cold.
je peux t'aider.
Kind of you to offer, sir.
What could you do to help her anyway?
Peut-être discuter avec le propriétaire de la boutique, non?
Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
Tu n'aurais pas être à l'école?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Et quelle est l'école? C'est pas bien plus important que ça?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
Comment vont les affaires?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Dites, comment ça?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
En faillite?
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
Pour être assez, je sais pas, pourrais m'en aller là-dedans.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes, please do look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games you asked about are also there, sir.
Je vois. Assez parlé de malédiction pour le moment.
Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
À plus. Point de talent. Point intérieur. Améliorer le talent. Talent acquis. C'est l'instinct réveillé, ok. On peut voir l'expérience. Ok. Bon, moi j'ai plein de coins intérieurs, c'est déjà ça. Oui, 5 Gimlen, 8B, ok.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Ok, ouais, non, flemme. Être à qu'on est une couronne sur le ruban dessous écrit light above descending.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rag. There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
Je suis en train de regarder bordure, c'est qu'une simple benne.
The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
Donc là, ce qu'on va trouver là-dedans, à votre avis?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
En réalité, alors on doit l'ouvrir sans faire une seconde. On ouvre ce verrou.
We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
Ouais. Un viande pourrie qui pénètre aux narines. Un être humain se décompose.
Kuno's got this.
On va pas avoir plus de 12 ans.
Oh yeah, nappa comfy, Kuno.
Hey gamin, je peux te causer au sujet de l'enquête? Est-ce que je peux te parler une minute?
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about.
Un trip.
I mean drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Yeah, Kuno, ride the lightning, Kuno. Kuno's riding at sea.
Non, de son fond, il lance un autre caillou.
The rake, Kuno. You should throw the rake at him, Kuno. The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
Ok, ils m'ont fait quoi?
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces.
Quel terrain?
You will see.
C'est le frère et sœur?
The fuck are you talking about? He's calling us Kuno. He says we're fucking each other.
Tu veux qu'on traîne un peu ensemble? Je peux... Si, écoutez, j'ai pas de questions à poser. Hop. Hop. Quelqu'un essaie de faire pousser les plantes dans la serre, ok. Je reste... Ok, c'est s'oxyde depuis des années, ok. Oh. Tout prendre. Magnésium, hop.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Comptez le nombre exact.
What do you think you are? A super detective? You're hungover. These are just dents in the mud. No pattern emerges for the time being.
Quel genre de bottes?
Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails all over the yard.
Partir. Hop.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Sans faire abstraction bon sang, pourquoi ça pue autant?
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow. Cop's gonna blow Kuno.
Arrestation de l'odeur, ça va bien.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
C'est de vous éclipser.
Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet, and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
Bon Dieu.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it.
Merci.
The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
Avec de l'ammoniac, c'est vrai. Ok, on va trouver de l'ammoniac.
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fridge store nearby.
Okay.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Ok. L'échelle pour gamin est un peu brûlante, mais utilisable.
There he still is, looking right through.
Ok. Objet. Prix. Ok. Voilà, bien avant dû inspecter le corps victime. Télémaniaque auprès de l'ingénieur de physique, ça sera la tâche.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Pourquoi est-ce que je regarde cette portoiture?
Because it's nice and orderly. Well-laid pallets. Easy on the eyes. No, there's more to this. You get this strange feeling.
Quelle sensation?
Hard to say. It's gone now. Feelings pass, you see. Especially, it's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack.
Est-ce que je peux pas prendre interagir? Si.
An inconspicuous pile.
Ok. Ah non, j'ai pas accès à ça. Hmm. Nope. Hmm.
Hello again, officer.
Vous avez toujours vos
How
selles,
are
je pourrais
things?
bien en avoir besoin.
Sure. I'm done with them. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Objet. Poule d'ammoniac. Ok. Comment je m'en sers? Inventaire. Objet. Non. Les balles. Est-ce que je peux retourner là-bas du coup?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below, the ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your... The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Merde, le mec ne servait à rien du tout.
Nor does the wind right now.
The weight is reassuring, like a crenel on solid fortification. Pat, pat, pat.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder.
Pourquoi je peux pas
I've
me
seen
retenir?
captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw up, initial autopsy. Throw up, baguette. Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough.
J'avais l'air d'aller bien.
I think I've lost my sense of smell. Not being hungover helps too.
Ah oui, il doit résoudre d'autres choses. Ça s'engage trop.
No. This is a two-man assignment because it needs 2 officers to complete. I need your help. You need to get your shit together.
D'accord.
We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
Ouais, quoi, trouver autre chose à faire pendant que le vent est en train de tourner.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it for special bonuses and effects.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Ok. Puis terminer l'infection, compression de volumétrie de merde. Notation, durée notation 30 minutes. Votre merde est à part. C'est plutôt approprié pour un flic et un être humain insensé, le contraire de la constance. Compression dans un espace réduit. Pour atteindre un niveau solide de compression merdique, serrer les fesses pendant 30 minutes. Posez la même chose avec les 2 hémisphères de votre cerveau. Bonjour, ça vous aide à intérioriser. Ok. Hop.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
La prochaine appart.
Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in.
She means it. The fear is real.
Je vais juste te poser des questions à l'approcher.
I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going away for life.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
Écoute, gamine, l'odeur est horrible, que j'ai gueulé 2 fois. Je me demande comment tu fais pour pas que j'arrive.
Stay away from me, pig. You don't want to see what happens when you corner me.
Allons voir. Retournons dans le bâtiment, voir si on peut parler avec les gens à l'intérieur. Voir par exemple avec la meuf. Hop.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Oh oui, c'est qui ça?
Why, you are, officer.
Peut-être que je suis un biché.
And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
Je ne sais pas, faire un clin d'œil, peut-être que oui. Mais je l'ai perdu. J'avais une belle chaussure autrefois, faire un clin d'œil, mais je l'ai perdu.
What was with that fucking wink? Seemed neurological. Central nervous system's really banged up.
Ah, peut-être qu'il y a des yeux, tapotez votre temps pour corriger ce dysfonctionnement.
I see you are still grieving. Well, I won't pry. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
Je me laisse impoli de ma part de parler du fauteuil roulant en changeant de sujet.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway.
There is no bitterness in her voice. She accepted the curiosity her condition inspires a long time ago.
Ok, mais je ne sais pas si où je suis, ce que je fais. En fait, je ne sais rien.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
She won't judge you, no matter what you say.
J'ai tellement bu que j'ai littéralement tout oublié.
Oh my. You know where we are, right?
Au café du Winging, c'était écrit sur ma clé.
That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located?
Au bord de civilisation.
We're in the city of Revachol, dear.
Non, je sais que dalle sur quel genre. Rivacol, c'est quel genre d'endroit?
How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it is. Yes?
Ce que je sais, c'est qu'on s'approche de la fin des temps, ça va être la fin de ma quarantaine, ma cinquantaine, je sais même pas quel est mon âge.
There. The year is 51, and spring has only just started. I'm sure there are better days ahead.
The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad?
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
On vit sous une sorte de démocratie, peut-être.
Nope. Sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and what democracy we have is market-driven.
S'il n'y a aucun gouvernement, comment est-il possible qu'il y ait des flics?
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
Qui pourrait m'en dire plus?
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
À partir maintenant, point de manger.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
Ok. C'est sur la réalité. Aïe 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 aïe. On est vraiment des déchets, putain la vache.
Real mature, man. What exactly were you trying to accomplish?
Damn, your feet thought we got away. That doesn't seem fair. You demonstrated some serious skills there. By the way, Sambo, or Samurai boxing, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves, originating from the Samurai Isola. Sambo used to incorporate a wide array of martial disciplines, from archery to mounted combat, but mainly means aesthetically pleasing single combat nowadays. Sambo's style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool.
Je sais que c'est intéressant, ça n'a pas d'enfer, faut que je suis désespéré.
You know what? The stupid drinks you've had are on the house. You know why? Because I know you can't pay for them. Not because you ran away. Now, I still have to charge you for 3 nights and the broken window. That's 100 square.
Du coup, tout est cool entre nous.
Not entirely cool. You still owe me 100 real. If you don't have it by tonight, I can't let you back up there. Now, what the hell did you want? I assume you wanted something to come back here.
Quelle benne ordure derrière, c'est à vous.
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors, too. They put their trash there, and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
Je me demande ce que c'est cette impression.
Prod at him and find out.
J'avais pas l'impression d'avoir un cœur de pierre, ne mettez pas daigner vos restes aux pauvres.
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Pas besoin de ces clés.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Par la
God.
suite.
Oh, but he should be. Lay it on him.
Comment c'est une pute carafole de ménage habite. Ah putain, mais qu'est-ce que je lis? Mais j'ai pas envie de balancer tout ça, il y a peut-être autre chose. Je peux pas appuyer sur le membre, j'ai pas envie de balancer.
Of course you do. This was your plan all along. This is how you fix it for them. By answering the woman question. I don't like this. There doesn't seem to be another way.
Apparemment c'est une pute carafole de ménage habite.
Wonderful.
It is. It's wonderful.
What? What does that mean, cock carousel?
Alors de faire le moral, ce qui importe c'est qu'elle vous est totalement envoyée si vite une voie d'arrêt. Et votre ordinateur de haute joue.
Huh?
Yeah, this feels right. It feels wise. Good setup. Now speak the real shit.
Enfourche le manège 8 tant qu'elle est encore jeune, ensuite elle se trouve en vue au place aux As.
Does it mean you talked to her? What else did she say about me?
What else do you need?
Ouais, elle dit qu'elle a refait du manège 8, qu'elle éclatait totale. Oh putain de merde. C'est à peu près tout.
The man leans his hands on the counter and sighs. His head drops between the shoulders.
She broke the bird, you know. The great skewer. I found it on the ground with the broken wing. On the morning she left. I should have known. It was her way of telling me to piss off. I should stuff it up my arse.
Yes, the bird is connected to this. It's a symbol of hope, and she broke it.
Comportement du accro, mais j'habite avec des signaux ambigus, le comportement typique d'un accro. Oh, putain. Ah. Tête d'un air entendu.
Cock carousel. I think I understand now. That's what they ride until like 39. They ride the cock carousel until the clock runs out. Here, have the rest. Now, let me have a drink and think about this shit for a moment. On my own.
And there we have it. Isn't that beautiful? Another situation fixed by Dr. Love. By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it.
C'est l'adresse au moins.
But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere.
En haut, à Marbella?
Why did you say that?
Synapse pète un câble, j'ai dit ça comme ça.
You don't really know, do you?
Non, est-ce que ça veut dire que je suis sur 966?
Something produced by the random firing of synapses doesn't sound like a place you can stay if you run out of money.
Trouver la rue exacte, le numéro exact du bâtiment.
You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time.
Ok.
Volumetric shit compressor.
Oh la vache.
Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
Toutes les lancers blancs endurance sont déverrouillés. Endurance social, mon stage passe à 4. Ok, accepté. Ok. Hop. Moi, actuel revient dire les intériorisation, ok. Hop. Paye les dégâts. Ouais. Respecter quand la victime. Hop. On va aller voir en haut déjà. Hop, si. Elle est là ou pas?
The door is closed. Still no answer.
Ok. Hop là. Hop. Qui va essayer d'ignorer la porte brisée de votre salle de bain?
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Pas encore le moment de dormir.
This fan has 2 chain pull switches, or has it been consigned there?
Est-ce que je peux ouvrir ça? Est-ce que... Clé... Outils... Non. Chambre numéro 1, ouais non, hop.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner.
J'en ai pour ce
No
spectacle.
problem, officer.
Ok. Oh, on est vraiment un déchet humain, genre... Hop. C'est aberrant. Hop là. Hop là.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
Ça ressemble toujours à ça.
They do after 7 days, yes.
Approchez.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow.
C'est quel genre de bottes?
They're armor, no boots. Technically speaking, these are sabatons.
Et donc, quel genre d'armure?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Ça?
Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Oui, passer le reste-pied par les longs du quartier.
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. Maybe he'll know something.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil.
Peut-être qu'il portait ses bottes et qu'elles appartiennent pas ensemble. Pourquoi mon enveloppe mortelle a besoin de protection?
Yes, bullets will fly. They always do. And the coil is fleshy and mush and permeable. Cast it in ceramic shell. Resist. The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form. Ageless and
Ça fait un pétage dans le
synthetic.
paysage.
It is. It's expensive.
Je suis une ligne sur la condensation recouverte.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
Ah, ça chiffre dans les combien?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Ça fait beaucoup, j'imagine.
As a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot.
Comment ce type a même pu se payer de tel équipement?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just hearsay.
Ok, logique.
No, your first instinct was correct. This equipment is way beyond what a security guard can afford.
Un peu la botte du pied.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Suddenly, your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp and cocked for a punch.
Ça paraît fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether.
Okay.
Like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly.
Tiens, la botte.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop!
Non, écoutez la botte sous le bras.
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Quoi?
Even the mongrels can see you're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Faire quoi?
Pull his head off. There's no point performing an autopsy if you do. We'll have compromised the coroner's case. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
Et tu merde, il faut avoir un but. Il pourrait y avoir des tueurs de prix. Je pourrais laisser son prêteur sur gage, faire un peu de thunes.
For a full set of armor, I wouldn't blame you. But these boots are hardly worth a disciplinary hearing. There are better ways to pay a hostel bill. Besides...
It's hard to get a read on the lieutenant. What would he do if you stole them? Would he report you or not? Surprisingly, you feel like he probably wouldn't.
There's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
Refusez pas honneur.
All right then. You can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points have you collected?
Okay, pigé.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
Enculé, observé
The
le cadavre.
cadaver slowly twists on the cargo
J'ai fait
belt,
ça que sur les jambes, hein.
his torso covered in tattoos
Examinez la
and
sangle.
extremities blotched. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you.
C'est quoi, c'est un mot?
Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
Ah, c'est pas le bon moment pour boire, exact.
Extremely.
Quel genre de corps?
Industrial strength. The kind used for tying cargo to lorries.
Ah oui.
Like in a circus. When the circus leaves town and they tie a black-spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pen.
Dans un, je trouvais pas autre chose, c'est un peu... Dans un port.
Yes, it looks like they use whatever was on hand, paying no attention to not incriminating themselves.
Tenez pas vraiment à le voir scarbater le poster par les costauds.
It's not merely polyester, it's steel reinforced. See these lines? This is where the wires run. I see rabbits for more than 20 strands. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed.
Comment ont-ils réussi à l'accrocher là-haut?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
Un granuleur sangle et la branche qui est le sur.
I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt, buckle closes. It's what I would do. Seems easier than climbing up there.
Donc ce serait Docker du port qui aurait fait le coup.
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
No. You feel like it was something else. But what?
J'ai l'impression que c'est autre chose.
Yes. It often is. This bell worries me.
Ok, observer le cadavre.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt.
Examiner les
An
tatouages.
intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars.
Le mien, il sera conseillé de quoi?
Alcohol and heartbreak. Your fist clenches suddenly.
Le trou de balle, il sera chauffé de disco.
Decay is creeping on the tattoo. Already, most of the canvas that's holding it has darkened.
Ça fait
Now,
une carte
it
de
disintegrates
céleste.
slowly.
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great Century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
Il y a un truc qui m'échappe.
So am I.
Crissement... Est-ce que ça clair de beau
He
temps?
takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Laissez le lieutenant travailler.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
Une sorte d'ampoule entourée de métal et un sale sur le côté de l'appareil. Oui, c'est ça, une petite fente.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
Un appareil sur le corps et il regarde le viseur, une mise au point et le cerf.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
Ah, cette photo peut bien être utile. Super, ce temps-là.
Yes. It is pretty cool, isn't it?
Ah, cette photo peut bien être
It
utile.
contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Here, a souvenir. Don't lose it.
Car, plus grand qu'un paquet de cigarettes, ne me perdez pas.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Ok, regardez dans les yeux.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Okay.
Underneath the curdled meat there is an expression, not carried on his features, but below, inside, an expression of pleasure. This man was experiencing joy at the moment of his death.
Dis-moi le macabre, qui es-tu?
I'm gone.
Où es-tu allé?
Into the wild pale yonder.
C'est où?
In the past. Way out in the west.
Là, je suis parti. Donc tu es parti, mais qui es-tu?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
Maintenant oui, mais qui étais-tu dans ton vivant?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
Takes one to know one.
Une autre question pour toi.
Go ahead.
Que se passe-t-il?
What do you mean?
À toi que je parle.
It's the power of your
Quand célèbre.
imagination. Go ahead. Ask me more questions.
Les questions.
You fucking love questions. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go.
Non.
Do you want more questions?
Ouais, fais péter les questions.
Here you go, you loony.
Raoul, c'est mon nom?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
Ne pas Raoul.
Between you and me, your name is probably
Se pourrait-il que je sois réellement Harry?
You can be anything you want.
Pourquoi est-ce que j'ai la sensation d'avoir oublié un truc horrible?
Because you have.
Les tests, tu schlingues, t'es chiant.
Do I remind you of someone?
Là, tu as les abysses océaniques. Tu m'appelles un bébé atteint d'Arachidis. Tu m'appelles personne. Tu m'appelles une créature des abysses océaniques.
No, not quite.
Un bébé.
Be fair now. You sure got out of that one.
Pourquoi as-tu ressenti du plaisir au moment de ta mort?
Maybe I was getting my rocks off.
D'abord, faut vraiment que tu expliques, c'est quoi ce jargon? Donc, tu ressentais l'excitation sexuelle quand ils l'ont pendu?
Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation type to you?
Non.
Captain Copperdromo. I fear we are drifting away, fixating on sexuality again. Let's go with a simpler come back later, Coppo.
Bon.
Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features.
Oui. Bon, comment on le décroche?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once it's done.
On était très minutieux. Vous avez un plan pour le décrocher?
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it.
Pourrait peut-être utiliser une autre arme pour le faire tomber.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Ancien, disons, en tirant peut-être là, les attentes, la balle devrait sectionner.
It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics work. It will maybe cut one thread loose.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit. Don't miss! The pig...
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea.
What else can we do?
Si la
Climb
branche.
up there and saw the branch?
Chez de ses enfants sur le côté de là.
I don't trust that ladder. The assailants didn't use it. It's rotten and less sturdy than it looks. And I don't see another good way up there. Honestly, I prefer a non-acrobatic solution to this.
Pourquoi?
Clown cops climb tree, fall down. Enraged cop assaults children after falling from tree. Cretin cop, they like that word, saws the branch he's sitting on, literally. Local children report corpse mutilation.
Fuck yeah, climb that!
See, you're only making them do those things less.
Pouvez voir l'avenir?
No, I do not see the future. I made those up using 2 decades in the Revacholian police force as a reference point.
Il y en appelle.
Yes, we should use acrobatics as the very last option.
Oh, these have got to be the most fucking
Personne
boring
d'autre pourrait
walkabouts
charger sans
I've
charger.
ever seen.
Someone else? You mean like the police? Someone already did. You know who came? We did. Because we have made bad life decisions. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down,
On va
fast.
demander de l'aide au port.
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
Confirmed. It's unsafe.
Mais que pourrions-nous faire d'autre?
Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there... Okay, let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way.
Ça va pas être
To
dangereux.
ask the suspect for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Evrard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to handle this ourselves. Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
Qui est vert clair?
The leader of the Union. A dangerous and corrupt man, from what I hear. You don't want to owe him much.
Yeah? Don't go being someone else's bitches. You're Kuno's bitches.
Comment entrer à l'intérieur du port?
From the gates, by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. Or we can try to find some secret third path. It's unlikely though.
To the gates. Let's fight, I say.
Dans ce cas, allons-y, partir. Hop, on va ouvrir ça. Je pense qu'on va tenir là
This
pour
trash
aujourd'hui.
container is locked.
Oh,
The
le
sliding lid has a padlock with a well-oiled crack. The lock pops open. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
venez pas avoir une permission si vous avez quelque chose là-dedans.
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow.
Oui, à l'encouvert.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Regardez sur les cartons.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Moi, c'est les haillons.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Moi, c'est le jean.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
Mais non, pas
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too, a white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it.
Hmm.
Do you see anything else in there?
Something slimy catches your eye.
Allez, c'est à peu près.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Mettre la cheville dans le
This
sac.
is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that,
Attention, usez un bug, rien de plus.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force. Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Oui, déchets alimentaires.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. What's this?
Quoi?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
C'est pas ce que c'est.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Je devais étouffer ma personnalité, elle dégage de raison de... Je crois que j'avais plus envie d'être flic, alors je sais pas si... Alors on les aurait jetés dans l'ordure, je ne sais pas, j'aurais dû... Je suis genre barbare, on préfère ne pas en parler. Non, le 4.
Boring. Try dangerous. You should do a thorough inventory of that. Be sure some has not fallen into the hands of the RCM's enemies, organized crime or worse. Official notes sometimes contain informants' names, even undercover operatives.
Okay,
it would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron, only in its social sensibility.
Fermez le couvercle.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
Okay.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Le reste d'armure, ok. On a genre possible sélection de tatouage, j'ai couché le cadavre, ok. Hop. Chien, hop. Inspecter l'objet d'inventaire, le bouton interagir.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not, oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage? So again, you dug it out of the trash. Why?
Registre abrimé.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night gone. For you to discover. Someone close to the victim might know.
Interagir.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Below the pathetics? Terror. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally better. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
Okay.
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate, due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind
une
you.
affaire officielle, il y a encore de la place.
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Okay, continue.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Okay. Inspect the victim's body. Get the body down. Interview the cafeteria manager.
Ah, c'est tu avais déjà terminé.
A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done, and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the Citizens Militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
No, actually. Any ideas? Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
Ok, j'ai pas envie.
Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse, handwritten logs of investigation.
Yes, how very childish of you. In your and my defense, almost everyone in the RCM uses the titular system, in addition to the official alphanumeric.
Pourquoi ça?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
Inspection terminée.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers.
Ok. Je peux améliorer les autres trucs aussi. Ça je peux pas améliorer, non. Augmenter. Hop. Ça, l'autorité. Ok, bon. On va s'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui, sauvegarder. Ouais, c'est plutôt cool comme découverte. Mais principale, confirmé. Le jeu a l'air plutôt cool en vrai, de ce qu'on m'a dit, de ce que j'en vois, ça a l'air assez cool. Bon, ça a l'air d'être pas mal de lecture et autres, mais ouais, non, peut-être qu'on continuera à voir en fonction de l'envie et des dispos. Bon, s'il y avait encore du monde, je vous dis la bonne fin d'après-midi, la bonne soirée, des bisous, à la prochaine. Demain, on fera sûrement encore du Ace of Rain, ou peut-être qu'on commencera une nouvelle partie de Baldur's Gate, on verra bien en fonction de l'envie. En attendant, je vous dis des bisous, à la prochaine, et puis so long. Allô, arrêtez le stream.